Hey everybody, if you found this video useful or interesting in any way, please give me a like and subscribe. That would help out a lot for the growth of this channel, and it'll let me know that I'm doing something that you enjoy. All right, see ya. I wanted to do this video on protein powders, so supplements for protein, because I get a bunch of questions about it all the time. Supplements in general, but we'll get into different supplements a little bit later on. But I think protein as like a big block, everybody goes and gets their protein in. I think it's important to have this conversation to kind of lead into other ones. So first and foremost, I am a firm believer in getting protein that is relatively high quality, meaning it's not just, anybody can go and make their own protein brand. There's a lot of companies out there that have done a great job at marketing different supplements, and I can't really speak to the quality of their supplements. Unfortunately, as compared to a lot of the food industry, supplements are not as regulated. They are still regulated. They're just not as strictly regulated. And that can pose some challenges with manufacturing and different things like that. So for me, having companies do third-party testing is kind of a no-brainer. That's one thing that I think, regardless of what you're choosing, personally, I believe that you should be looking for proteins with third-party testing, especially if you're an athlete and you have any chance of getting to a national caliber of competition. Because if you do have random drug tests that occur, you want to make sure that you're getting supplements that are not tainted with other things. So that's going to be something that you absolutely need to, make sure you're very clear on. So for me, I will talk a little bit about some of the brands that I have used before, some of the ones I haven't necessarily used before, and would potentially recommend as well. But first and foremost, the first one that I truly believe in as a brand is BPN. That's Bear Performance Nutrition, and that's Nick Bear, I believe is how you say his name. He has an awesome company that he's started. He's a veteran. I think it's great to go and support veteran businesses as well. I got the cat meowing at me. And he has quality supplements, and I've had their protein before. I've had their pre-workout before, but their protein is really fairly priced, $44 for 2 pounds on their website. And, if you go to HEB, I think it's $49. Obviously they're going to try and make their profit off of whatever they need to do. But the one downside for me is that it's a whey concentrate, and my stomach just does not tolerate concentrates as well as isolates. Supposedly there's information out there about how isolates can be broken down a little bit easier. My experience at least has been that isolates have been a little bit easier on my stomach, but still whey is not great for me. The flavors are really good, and it is NSF certified for sport, as well as 25 grams per serving. Okay. The next brand I've had before, and I really believe in the brand as far as what it does for athletes, is Thorne. I really like Thorne. The downside is they are pricier. So $62 for 1.8 pounds, and that's 21 grams per serving. It's a whey isolate. It is also NSF certified for sport, and the taste is pretty solid as well. It's a really easy mixed protein powder. But again, for the price, the same quantity or about the same quantity, it doesn't make a lot of sense. If you're with an organization and you can get some deals on those pricing, it's a lot better. The other brand that I've been using recently that I really, really enjoy, and I believe in this company a lot for a lot of different reasons, is Barbell Medicine. They have a Whey RX isolate. It is $39.99 for a 1.7 pound tub. With shipping, it comes out to about $49.99. So for me, if it's equal to a BPN and it's an isolate, that's kind of where I draw the line with that. It's 21 grams per serving as opposed to like that 25 grams per serving. But for me, I'm always doing about a scoop and a half or 2 scoops anyway, so that's not a huge deal for me. A brand that I see often that I have not had, and I would absolutely recommend, I believe it's likely going to be really high quality. I don't know what the taste is like, obviously, if I haven't had it, is Transparent Labs. They have 100% grass-fed whey isolate. It's $59.99 for 2.3 pounds. But again, this is a company that prides itself on having third-party testing. It's 28 grams per serving, so you get a little bit more in there. And then it is an informed choice. And I should mention, by the way, that Barbell Medicines is also an informed choice. It's just a different certification, relatively similar standards for what they're testing for the quality of supplements. But informed choice and NSF, as long as you have one of those, you're usually pretty darn good, because it's going to make sure that everything on that label is what it says it is, and you're going to get the amount of what it says in there. And another brand that I have had interest in, but I can't necessarily speak to, is Lane Norton's company, Outwork Nutrition. They have some supplements available. I don't see anything as far as third-party certifications, and that's kind of my hesitation personally with how I make choices for what I'm going to do with supplements. So I would like to see if there is some certification that they actually list that, but if they don't list it, I can't imagine that it's actually certified. So, some of these bigger name companies have started to make a product line that is third-party tested, and they make you pay a premium for that third-party testing. And that's kind of where I have a little bit of an issue with some of these larger companies doing that and upcharging what they're doing, when you have competitors in the space who can charge, relatively the same price point to start for the same quality that you would be getting. So that's really where I kind of feel within the protein space. I've also really enjoyed some of the grab-and-go shakes. Fairlife has been great. I really love getting Fairlife when I'm at like a Costco or Sam's Club or whatever it is. I think maybe it's only at Costco, but you can get a pack of Fairlife there. The challenge is that you're going to be getting, I think it's 18 in a pack, and it's $40, so it's not going to go as far as a protein powder that's mixing. So that's where there's a little bit of a choice with what your cost is. If I was going purely off of taste, Fairlife has kind of been my favorite go-to. So, but there's also that challenge again with me and how my stomach reacts to different things. So a little bit of a challenge there. And then finally, the last point I want to touch on when it comes to like whey protein and choosing a protein source and all of that for a supplement. I'm not a big fan of amino acids. I know that all these companies offer an amino acid option for the most part, but amino acids, you aren't going to necessarily get the complete protein profile that you're looking for when it comes to getting a whey. And then the cost for what you're getting, like the actual amount of protein that you would get in a whey protein versus an amino acid, it's a lot more cost effective in my opinion. The only consideration you might have for choosing an amino acid over a whey might be if you're getting really strict about calories. But nowadays, most protein powders, they're going to be somewhere in the 100 to 200 calorie range for a scoop of protein. That might vary a little bit depending on what they have in there, but a lot of them that are without any carbs in there, they're fairly low calorie, so I think it's still a really, really good option. If there are other brands that you guys think are great that you've had that kind of meet those standards, or if there's something that you think I should try, let me know. All right.